Hello, Space Engineers. Welcome back to Hephaestus Prime. Wellington 60. Hang on. Hang on. Come out there. Right, that should be all good now. Fantastic. Hello, Space Engineers. Welcome back to Hephaestus Prime. I'm Wellington 6012. How you all doing? I hope you're well. I'm well, or I'm better. That's good. So, what is on the cards for today? We are doing an engineering department. So I started that last time, put in a bit of a control room, so we'll continue on with that. And going to dig out a bit of an alcove, which we'll put in a ship printing machine, welding. So yeah, just haven't quite figured out how it's all going to go though, so it'll be a little bit of trial and error today probably. So we'll get into it, lots to do, and yeah, firstly I'll show you this control room, just what I've done there. Actually, I'll just turn this sorter back on. Sort of turned it off before because I was doing something. Right, yeah, I'll just show you, did a little bit more on here, not much though. I'm pretty much just continuing on from the last episode. I haven't really done a lot off camera at all. But you can sort of see what I was trying to achieve there. Put in a cargo container there so I can get some stuff out. And yeah, I'm kind of going to duplicate on this side what I've done on the other side with the big windows overlooking things. Just need to try and figure out where this actual sort of alcove with the main welding unit will go to. So I think this is, yeah, probably going to be wide enough for the control room. So I'll just throw a couple of blocks in here, something to aim for, and then I'll head out into the main tunnel and start the alcove. Probably use the fossorial, I think. Alrighty, just try and work out where this sort of, where we're going to make an entry. So that's sort of where the window is, and then 4 blocks for the current. So that's about where it comes to, then plus the 2 or 3 extra that I put in. So probably want to just go on the inside of these lights. Now I'll just get rid of these are full blocks along this edge here. So that's what that projection put in with the drill machine all that time ago. When it came through here, it was ages ago that actually came through here. So I think that's going to be wide enough. Yeah, and so yeah, I'll just start to dig this out and lay down a bit of a floor so the fossorial can drive on it. Now, if the grinder pit's anything to go by, then this will be quite choppy, stoppy, starty type work. Lots of standing around staring at stuff, me trying to figure out what it's going to do. So today will be a day of montages, I think, to do a little bit, explain what I'm doing, and then fast forward through and then come back to the sort of finished product. So we will start off with our first one, digging out the alcove. Stay tuned, we'll be back soon. Okay, that did take quite a while to dig out that alcove actually. But yeah, that's it's all come up well, and it sort of I dug and ended up in the right place, so that's a bonus. Yeah, so just putting in this entrance, I was trying to figure out a way to sort of make it work, which this is about the third attempt. Yeah, so that looks pretty good though. I'll get rid of that and put a window in so it mirrors the other side. And I'll put some sensors in later to operate the doors, but better put a railing up there so I don't fall down the hole. And yeah, just fill in that glass. Then I might put another entrance at the other end to access the welder bay. Don't think I'll worry too much about the production room though. One entrance should be enough for there. Yeah, that's cool. Right, just get these windows done. Alright, so that's that end done. Now I'll just put a set of stairs and an access in this corner as well. Yeah. So as I was just saying, I don't need to have a double access to the production facilities, because that's only just an access, so I guess just like a shortcut or something to get in if we need to get in. Whereas going back and forth between the welder and the control room for the welder, obviously we need to be a bit more readily accessible, so hence having the two entrances. I don't actually know how it's all going to look, so I'll put up some walkways on the outside of here just to start with, but I'm still just going through my mind here. I'll chuck the walkways down there. Still just going through my mind of how I'm actually going to make this work. So I'm keen to have the welders stored under the floor, and then for them to sort of unfold, you know, come up out of the floor, and then that's where they'll be, and then have a wall of welders that moves back and forth. So I prefer to have the welders moving rather than the projector moving on the end of a piston, like I had set up for the when I was doing those duplicate grapefruits and the angry lime, because it did shake quite a bit. I prefer to have the projection on something a bit more solid, and then it won't matter what I'm projecting, you know, it's still going to be the sort of same. So that's what I'm toying with, but I just don't quite know how I'm going to do it. I thought the grinder pit was challenging, but yeah, this is just, yeah, but just trying to get rid of all this stone as well. So it's a complex day, just trying to figure it out. This is the easy bit. So, and I'm struggling. But anyway, I shall finish off this entrance, then I'll put the walkway out. Yeah, actually I'm just thinking I need to, just looking at that container, I need to do something about a conveyor system for the welder, and it might be quite nice, because it is such a big space in here. Maybe I'll put the conveyor system across the top of the ceiling space in here. That might just create a bit of interest. And I need to put a wall in to attach this rail to. Right. Okay, stuff to do. I think I smell another montage coming on. Stand by momentarily. Righty ho, pretty happy with that control room. So yeah, still an empty shell pretty much, so gotta put some stuff in there, which I'll do at some stage. Now I've plumbed in a conveyor line to here. I've already put in a couple of pistons. So this is the same setup as what's on the Beast, 1 extended and 3 retracted, so that'll give me quite a good range. Now, fingers crossed the collision meshes don't collide and it fits down this gap, which I think it should do. I think the pistons are pretty good. So I'll just name these now before I get too carried away as well. And I knew that was going to stop because I'm standing at the end of the other one. So I'll put another couple of these on, and then we'll have to figure out where our hole's going to go and how I'm going to rotate these welders up. Okay, so that's the rest of the pistons installed. Now I've dug out the hole a little bit, and I'm just having a bit of a play around with these new blocks. I'm just going to use a sort of half thickness to make the lid for the welder holder. So just putting these new blocks in, which these are part of the Wasteland pack. I don't know why it's taken the developers this long to put these pieces in, because to me, I mean, it's great that they're here, but to me, they were a little bit of an obvious gap in the sort of range of stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I do wonder why it's taken so long. I can understand with lots of other things that have got lots of physics and stuff, but these are just pretty stock standard, and yeah, but glad to have them because like now they're really useful. So just lay these things out. I'm not sure how big the hole's going to need to be because I'm really just sort of yeah, winging it here. Yeah, anyway, I'll change the colour on these in a minute, just going with the rusty grey at the moment, but I will make them that black and yellow, same as what the waste disposal pit is, because I really like that waste disposal pit. Can't wait to actually maybe shoot down some more things so I can throw it in. It's quite enjoyable watching the stuff drop in. So speaking of which, once I've finished this, it won't be this episode, but I'm thinking next episode, because this is just going to take up the whole thing. I've been stuck in here between this engineering department and the production area, the production department. I've been stuck in here like for quite a few hours. I know it's just going to get cut down into a couple of half-hour episodes, but I've been in here for quite some time. So I'm keen to get out and stretch the legs. So I'm thinking once I've done this ship printer, the first thing I'm going to create, produce off of the blueprint is Angry Lime. And I'll head over and see if I can't take out that bunker that's been nearby for such a long time. I've flown over it a couple of times. It doesn't launch anything off at me. There's no drones or anything. But it does look pretty solid and fortified. So yeah. Going to be a little bit of a challenge, that one. So I'm thinking I'm just going to take the Angry Lime over and just fire off a couple of missiles at the external turrets and see if I can't sort of sneak up on it or something. And yeah, I'll see how it's in quite sort of lumpy terrain, so I think I'll be able to get pretty close to it. So that's the sort of, I think, the plan for next episode. So that'll get out and stretch the legs a bit. So that'll be the first thing I'm going to weld up using this printer. And then the second thing will be, of course, again, to hopefully, fingers crossed, with a captured bunker, is to go and chop it up using the grinder attachment on the centipede. Which, if you recall, I did have a grinder attachment, but I converted it to the welder attachment with the full intention of then recreating a grinder attachment with the welder that I'm doing today. So yeah. That's the plan for next time, but back to today, I'm pretty happy with that hole. I think by the time I put a hinge on the end of here, I will be able to sort of sweep past the edge there. You can see it's going past, so I'll just try it with a small hinge, small grid welders and stuff. And see how we go with that, because I think it will be a little bit lighter and make it a bit easier for the hinge to deal with. Alright, small grid didn't work, so we're going for large grid. Yeah, oh, it's 20 minutes of my life I'll never get back. But no, I learned a bit. So problem is I couldn't get the welder heads to connect, no matter which way I did it. So these conveyor junctions, they've got a port on all 6 sides, whereas the small grid conveyor junction has 3x3 connections on 4 of the sides, and it has the little 1x1 connections on the other 2 sides. So no matter how I orientated them, I couldn't get them to actually connect to each other. Whereas these do have them on both sides and the back. So I can, yeah, just do layers, and I'll just need a single set of conveyors at the back to connect them all up. Yay! So I did know that, but yeah, just the whole not knowing. Still learning. Anyway, back to placing these. I think that's probably going to be high enough. I mean, it's a pretty solid block. Yeah, I'll just, yeah, have to see how it goes. That's a lot for that hinge to take. But anyway, now I can actually just grab that from here. Why is that not working? Try that one. Get them from there, but not. Something must be a bit skew with the conveyor system. Maybe they're not finished. Oh, I bloomin' didn't connect those ones to the other welders. I connected them to the floor, so that's why I couldn't access the conveyor system. Right, get that sorted. Now they're all lined up. Okay, just got to try and wrangle this one in. Bit of a tight squeeze, so hopefully I won't stick it to the floor again. What are you not doing? Come on, you can do it. Oh, there we go. Right, so now I just need to put a couple of conveyors up the spine of it, just so that the top is connected to the bottom. So that's 3 layers. Yeah, right, and then we'll have a go at leaning this thing over. Hopefully that works. Right, fingers and toes crossed. Oh, that seems to be going right. I've turned the torque up almost as high as it'll go. Bearing in mind I am in experimental mode, so that gives you some quite good range. So just so it doesn't go too far, I might just put the lower limit on, which is going to be somewhere around there. Hopefully that stops. Yeah, never doubted it for a second. Right, I just need to mine out some stuff underneath, but that's got pretty good clearance really. So in its unstowed position it'll be 90 degrees up, so that's how I built it, and it's going to fold 90 degrees down. Obviously not right now because there's a little bit of rock in the way, so I'll have to drill that out. Alright, give that a whirl, see how it goes. I can just access it here I think. So I'll just increase the lower limit a bit to get it down, maybe just sort of 45 degrees will do. Somewhere around there will do. And just clear out the rest of underneath there. Yeah, no, this shouldn't take too long. Okay, well I'll just finish this off and then we'll lift it back up. A great deal of relief, it went up fine, so I'm just returning it back down. I'll need to look at the size of the hole that it's going into. And just start thinking about the lid. Now I'm sitting on a chair I just popped in because I just got sick of flying around the other side to jump into that for charging. So I just popped that there and I can keep an eye on what's going on. So I will open up this a bit and then look at the lid. Now, just not sure how the lid's going to work. I need to figure it out. Maybe the easiest way is just to use a couple of pistons to raise it up a bit, and then I can use a hinge to fold it back. I think that will work. But anyway, more important things, rather than functionality, colour. So I'm just going to replicate what I did out the front with the grinder bit and do the old yellow and black rusty finish. I thought that actually came up quite well. I was quite happy with how that ended up looking. And I'm just thinking those blocks might actually be in the wrong place. I might have to go another row out. Oh, well, we'll let future Wellington deal with that. Alright, so that's the welder arm done now. I just need to sort out that lid, so we'll do that now. I did just muck around for the past little while putting like sensors in, so put those on all 3 doors. And I just rejigged this wall. You can see it's got a bit of an angle now, so I had to redo the walkway as well. But yeah, that's all working quite well. The arm retracted. There's still a little bit further to go. I have turned it off and sort of locked it in that position. But yeah, I'll have to figure out some way of using sensors or something to maybe make sure it doesn't overshoot things. Yeah. But anyway, we'll get this lid sorted. So I'll just throw, I'll just throw some blocks down here just so I can sort of figure out, and provide power. Where the pistons will go. I think I'll put 2 on, so I've just tucked them in. Now I did indeed had to make this hole a row deeper, so that damn previous Wellington making future Wellington do all the work. Gosh, I have to have a word with him. So I'll chuck these pistons in now, make them, put them down here because I have to have a hinge on, so I don't want them too high. They can always extend up a little bit. Now I'm also going to have to put timers in. I'll just narrow these down a bit so they don't catch. Yeah, I'll need to put timers in to control them, more so that it just gives the hinge a chance to do what it needs to do, and the piston. So when it's going up, it's going to have to go up for, I don't know, a second and a half before the hinge starts to bend. And then when it's coming down, we need the hinge to bend first before it starts to come down, so that the hinge doesn't bend the lid into the floor. I'm sure that'll all make sense later, but yeah, that's certainly a consideration that I've been thinking about, and that's been one of the issues with trying to figure out how I'm going to do this, was just to get a little bit of clearance before the lid came up. So I was thinking about whether I sort of rotated the lid off, if that makes sense. Probably doesn't, but I'd have to use a sort of bit of an arm thing, and yeah, I just don't know if the hinges could have taken it. Yeah, and I just could not figure out the shape either. Space Engineers doesn't do round very well. The square's alright, but anyway, I think this will work, so I'll just keep welding these up, and yeah, do them separate, and I'll have to use merge blocks to get the blocks of the lid together. So that's what I'm going to do. Maybe I do another speed up thingy to get through it, because we are rapidly running out of time today, I think. Okay, welcome back. I say welcome back because it is tomorrow as far as I'm concerned. I've finished off the lid and then I went to bed. So I've been working most of the afternoon. I'll show you in a minute what's taken so long. But we're all set, ready to do this thing. Yeah. Alright, so let's have a look at this ship printer and welder. And yeah, well, as you can see, nothing to see. Yeah, that's the way I wanted it. So as you're well aware, you've seen me build it, it is all underneath here. And this is what has taken so long. Look at all these timers. Gosh. How many we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And down the tunnel, down here, underneath the platform at the end of the pistons, is a long way away. But there's another couple down there. So it's 15, 17. Gosh. Yeah, heaps. So we'll go back up here, and actually we will just take a look down the end here because I've got to turn the projector on. So I put these metal window grill things in. So I put these on the over some conveyor system as well. So I think I'm getting a little bit better at the aesthetic stuff. Yeah, it's a big space to fill, but anyway. Projector, yep, that's all on, and I've already got the angry lime in position. I've got these button panels, they're just temporary for the purposes of showing off today, but I will eventually get all the controls up in the control room. And there goes our lid. Now you can see I can't unstow those until the lid is actually done, so that's part of why there's so many timers, is they do sort of operate one thing and disable the other things. So now that's finished, we can unstow this. Now it works, so it doesn't crash into each other, because you only want that to happen once. So your lid breaks off and goes cartwheeling down the tunnel. Not that I'm saying that happened, but yeah, that happened. Got all the sounds and lights and things as well. So yeah, it's been a lot of work to get this to do this. See, even just the hinge going up, and then when it gets up, the piston just needs to retract a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. And there we go. So now we'll just shut this lid again, and then we'll move this along. Now it's only going to crawl for the welding, but I've set up these, again, set up timers that it speeds it up. So yeah, it speeds up the piston, and when it gets to the other end, it will reset and slow down again to a crawl ready for the welders. So yeah, I am just contemplating whether I actually do a separate little episode thingy, maybe just a bonus video almost of how I actually programmed all those timers, because they did take a very long time. And yeah, I think pretty good how I've done them. So we'll just set this welder. I'll just put a little bit of a delay on it. There it is there. Just give me a chance to turn it on and go over. There we go. And oh, it's already going. Oh, it's because it was on trigger now rather than start. Anyway, there we go. Look at that. It's awesome. So this just makes life so much easier for reprinting these drones. For reprinting the centipede grinder, so that will be one of the tasks for the next episode, along with, of course, stretching the legs and taking out that bunker. So that will be how I'm going to finish off this episode, because we are certainly at that time of day, almost past it actually. Yeah, so I'll just fly this up and hopefully fire off a few pot shots of missiles and take out a couple of turrets. And yeah, I'm not going to take it with this thing, I just want to take out a couple of turrets so that hopefully I can approach it with the rifle. That's the plan, and the welders have just missed those things. It's one of the problems with these grapefruits and angry limes, is a lot of stuff is attached to the battery and the container, cargo container in the middle. And so the welders don't actually finish the cargo container until they're sort of past it, and then it's sort of too late for the stuff on this side. Yeah. But anyway, I shall finish this off, the little bits that are missing, and also restow all this welder and stuff. And I guess we better put some ammunition in this as well. Yeah. Yeah, so I'll do all those things, and then we'll take off and head out of here. Okay, all sorted now. It did take a little while to make sure that antennas were not only set to a decent range, but also turned on. Don't crash into me. Yeah. So yeah, I found some rockets pretty easy. They were just lying around in the beast, so just put them into the rocket launchers. But the Gatling gun ammo, I couldn't find any. I'm meant to have quite a bit, but they must all be in the guns across the place because yeah, there was none in any of my inventories. So I had to make some, shock horror. Yeah. But anyway, I shall head over to this bunker, take a couple of pot shots, and then, yeah, I'll get straight into the next episode. So that'll probably be the angry lime coming back. Almost called a grapefruit. Yeah, so with that, big day today. Did lots, control room, welders, all that sort of stuff. For me, it's taken numerous hours actually, and this will be squished down, no doubt, choppy into half-hour episode. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it, and hopefully it all makes sense and I get the timelines right. So yeah, thanks everybody for watching, and take a few shots at this. Catch you next time. Stay safe out there. Have a good one.